a while over 14. When I say all new, it's on Twitter. The NBA returning early is for Mitch Probably in the 15th late July. If that's completely real. The only person is literally still Larry Fitzgerald, the biggest suit or musket I've ever seen in the NFL. There's guys like Vince Carter, 2 days in the NBA, at the team in the conference finals. You had Larry Fame, really standing version for. And he shows that he still has a lot left to tank over Hale statistics. The highlight of the team was Kyler Murray, that ended up playing a full season, having a completion rating of 64.4 off 20 touchdowns, with 12 interceptions, with a 22 interception rate hitting 88, from 8 longest catch. The only the game is in the middle of the Cleveland Browns game. Brett Hundley, that helped the team and only marked up 5 completions. I think he got a scrambling touchdown in that. But or helped the team get some good yardage. Other than that, mediocre experience on the Cardinals. More wide games were way dead against updated the Cleveland Browns were off to play time, then they snuffed out the Seattle Seahawks. They're still 5-9 at that point, lost to the Rams twice at that point. But this time it was a close one, and they still ended up in 500 after a while. Cardinals following up 700 tweets of Kyler. So positive about his ability, also no controversy. With the Mitchell Trubisky fiasco we've been getting, moody against quarterbacks, Cam Newton's going back to the Panthers. There's, of course, David Johnson, that probably his weakest show, 345 yards. Of course, Christian Kirk, decent spins. Couldn't get that one aspect here. The Queen to you. That aspect that they're a good sense of running and trade off the incompetence of Bill O'Brien to get a superstar receiver for literal trash picks and a declining running back was probably the biggest fall from heaven we've probably seen in a long time. Really, since Dallas and Vikings trade back in the 90s. That bad. I'm not saying that, obviously, okay, they got DeAndre Hopkins. That means that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. No, they're not. But further to get them there for once, we all suffered a lot over the Carlson Palmer era, the rest of the 2000s, the loss of Pat Tillman, the more important that always in the back game. Defense sucks. Chandler, that did a serviceable season of causing 8 forced fumbles. He has a decent sack percentage. No, it's pretty good up a 19. And pretty good combined 76 tackles, in 43 of them being his own. Of Bubba Baker, that I think was a great shutdown secondary. Great off the backfield. He's great at pressure. I loved whenever he was trying to stop in the clutch of games. Jordan Hicks was impressive. Byron Murphy. They seem to have a competent backfield. I feel like they should try to get for a pass rusher. That's what they're lacking in a majority of what was happening over the course of the season. They could barely pressure anybody like Goff, Garoppolo, and their secondary was just lacking off a weak midfield, and that was really leaving gaps open for easy running rooms if you haven't seen most Kittle games. They traded away Terrell Suggs for some future picks. Cassius Marsh, Corey Peters, that really didn't do much, Rodney Gertner, DJ Swigner, and Chris Jones. I thought he was going to do something this season. Zach Gurr, and Deontay Thompson with Dennis Garndrak. And you could see it like a majority of the names I just referenced that were the last 3 were not that good. They really weren't. We of course had, some prime games off, of course. Chase Edmonds, he hit up 3 touchdowns, even though he had a 5 touchdown season. Larry Fitzgerald still put up some decent some average numbers, especially for a guy his age. Keyshawn Johnson, I think he only caught 1 grab. Damari, but they have a forgettable receiving core. The only person that's threatening on the team is a man in his 40s. Do I think the Cardinals could get potential good players? Absolutely. Detroit, if they traded away good decent defensive units, try to trade away Zane Gonzalez because literally anybody can do the job better than Zane Gonzalez. I think he only hit like a 52-yarder long. That was his career high. Yeah, anybody do, man. And I'm not doing that because obviously names on Zane Gonzalez and most of the terrible kickers and team because they're not defense. They're being it's pretty easy. And I'm trying to go over like who's going to be dominating the NFC West Niners. It's a silly thing to predict, especially when there's no depth chart out. I need who's going to be starters, who's going to be more reliable at the front. I don't do that until everything is secure. That's probably going to until like July or until August. And I'm what I'm seeing, the only players that produced was literally just a first round pick. Only supplemental draft currently just Keyshawn Johnson. Everybody else was borderline forgettable at this point. There was also Hakeem Butler, Andy Izzo that showed up in small bursts, not even to catch that much except a few plays. Anyway, he's been in much games. Oh, he only had 21 receptions, 187 yards, with only one catch. Andy Isabel was nearly the exact same. But still, 9 catches. And still played better than Keyshawn Johnson, even though he was like the third option. Will Dubé didn't do much, and he's a late round pick. But Murray was barely even a factor, even though he only played literally just 16 games. But I think he barely started. But he seems to be a really good on the zone. I don't think I really think Kingsley is that big of a coach, in my opinion. He's trying to stick on the more experimental. It'll work. And it's reliable for a season. There's guys like Chip Kelly that try to think the Wildcat and the read option could work with a bit of the flea flicker and think that they're going to be so revolutionary come the next season. They'll win the Super Bowl until then. It's obviously not. And I feel bad because there's a lot of head coaches that get underappreciated because, of course, Patriots dominance. We, of course, have the draftees that they picked up out of Isaiah Simmons, Josh Jones, Leaky Fatu, that is big as hell, but has less speed and can be really bad off those cuts. But I know he's there to play third string or whenever there's a goal line play. I can see why they're reliable to pick up that interior pass rush. Rashad Lewis, great guy for the sack. I think he can hit up to edge rusher quickly. Evan Weaver, good leader, and seems to have hustle in him, and he knows the play. Inu Benjamin, that they just have as a skill player. It's a good draft, and I think getting Josh Jones was reliable. I know for the draft they were really willing to focus on the defense. Like the only pick that they got that was offensive based was Josh Jones in the 3rd round. That is a crazy of knowing your flaws. What I wish more some NFL teams would be bigged up on doing. They would try to re-sign Kevin Peterson, Andre Kavir. They have a 1-year deal on Zane Gonzalez with Justin Murphy. Some other forgettable signings. Even a transition tag Kenyon Drake that I don't even understand. I really don't. I'll get a further look up on it. Another 1-year deal on Jordan Humphrey, Max Garcia, Trayvon Conley, and Marcus Gilbert. And the 1-year deal with Kenyon Drake going through with DJ Humphries being the 3-year extension in the tackle position. We also got Chris Devler and a 1-year extension for Larry Fitzgerald. Another extension. Being a massive pseudo-masochist. I'm obviously not going to take up the entire making fun of Larry Fitzgerald. He's one of the greatest receivers of his era. He's obviously had some game-saving moments back in the day. Matt Leinart, Carson Palmer, all the quarterbacks that threw to him, man. He had some game-saving times and the time when he's showing blessings to the fans and how grateful he is. It actually shows how much there really isn't that many selfish NFL players in the world, and there's actually guys that care about the game and want to pay it back as much as they can. So I really respect the official to that aspect. They'll give 1-year deals to Glenn Contreras and release Sandra and Shelton just 2 nights ago. It's now June 3rd, I mean, this video, folks. So that's what they open up to: the 49ers, Redskins, Lions, Panthers. They have the Jets at week 5, Cowboys at week 6, Seahawks. They have a bye coming at the week 8. Then they have the Dolphins, Bills, Sox, Patriots again. Patriots for the first time. Rams for the first time. Week 14, they got the Giants. Eagles, they have at week 15. 49ers at the latter half of the season, week 16. And week 17, they've against the LA Rams with their crappy gas station NASCAR regurgitated spit-out logo that from a FIFA generator. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Early half, it starts slow. Only some the first 4 games that actually win 2 of them. I feel like they did passable at best, trying to fix up their interior D. They didn't do much to upgrade that receiving corps. They have Hopkins and Fitzgerald, but they have anybody but just borderline slot receivers with no depth and no size, and they're just relying on Kenyon Drake. That was only a 1-season wonder, and not that big of an impression on the O-line other than getting 1 draft pick. Do I hope that the Cardinals get at least 6 wins or 7 wins come this season? That shows at least minute improvement. Hopefully they go at least... I'm betting 6-10. I want 6-10 for the Cardinals because I want teams other than my team to succeed. And that, of course, makes fun of football. That's it coming from the DST show. Hopefully you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and help me get up to 30. 21's not enough.